To the Beantown Beatdown. Matthew Barris,
Gabe Shamus,
and Kevin Offer.
That's right. And today we have a special edition of our show because we're going to be talking about superheroes. I got my review of Justice League and The Punisher, as well as some other superhero-related topics. But don't worry, next week we'll have some big fight news and stuff like that. But I do want to mention one big announcement. UFC 220 is coming to Boston.
All right.
Yep, January 20th. So I won't have tickets for that, unfortunately. But I guarantee you when we watch it at the Sports Grill in Boston, around the Canal Street, that's going to be packed.
Yes.
Especially after the fights.
Yes, exactly.
And we're going to be testing out the new flavor from Mike's Hard Lemonade, Mike's Hard Blackberry Pear Lemonade. Here you guys go.
We'll see how it is.
Yes, Kevin's skeptical, but I think it's going to be great.
Yep.
Blackberry and pear, two things I'm usually not into.
Maybe together.
We'll see.
Yep. Oh, man. I saw this at the liquor store, and I was like, oh, okay, we're going to try you out.
Exactly.
All right, so
I drink
cheers.
straight from the bottles.
Yes, me too. Cheers.
Yep. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, now that is something.
Yeah, I like it.
Kevin?
That's pretty good.
Yeah, see? There we go. Even one Kevin over.
Yep. All right. We got him over. All right, so now we're going to go on to our show on superheroes. First debate is which superhero movie should get an R rating. Because of Wolverine, Deadpool. Well, the Blade films got R ratings too. They were actually the first superhero films to get an R rating.
Interesting. And then wasn't Deadpool also R?
Yeah, I just mentioned it.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I thought you were saying like which one could possibly get one. So yeah, that's what we're talking about. Which one could possibly get should get an R rated next time, right?
Yeah, and I have a couple suggestions. One, I think a Superman R rated film could work. I mean, I remember talking to this on the Watchtower radio show over at Somerville.
Yeah.
Somerville Community Access Television.
Yes, they get it.
Yeah, and the couple of the guys, they said like, I'm not sure if I'm ready to see Superman tear someone apart, and because he's so powerful and he has all these powers, and I'm like, no, an R-rated Superman movie could work if in the hands of a right director and if there's the right script.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And also,
I think that's pretty much the thing for all of the superhero movies, that an R version could work, but
not necessarily. There actually are some that don't really work well R-rated. Spider-Man being one of them. Spider-Man is PG-13 at best. Batman.
Why do you think that?
Well, because of the whole friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. He's sort of a young adult. I mean, he starts out when he's a superhero, he's a teenager and becomes a young adult, and
right.
And that sort of thing. And
he could go into an adult, and there could be
right. I mean,
R-rated themes coming out of that.
I think Mary Kate was pretty hot, and people have thought about what it'd be like to see them fuck. Personally.
Which Mary Kate are you talking about? Kristen Dunst or Zendaya?
Well, I was talking about Kristen Dunst, but the other one too. Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's the other thing about superhero films. Like certain ones have to be rated R because it's like we need to see them fuck. We want to see swearing, we want to see unadulterated violence, and we need to see them fuck.
We want fucking.
Right. That'll be the protest theme.
Yeah, I mean, the closest Superman got to fucking was in Superman 2.
Mm-hmm.
And Batman, the closest he got to fucking was in Batman Returns. Those little scenes in Batman Returns with Michelle Pfeiffer. Yeah, in fact, the one where they almost made it on the couch. I remember being a kid, always rewinding that and jacking off to it.
Here we go.
There we go.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's the argument to be made that it would kind of ruin the image, maybe especially Spider-Man, like the neighborhood Spider-Man thing. But yeah, I don't know. I think people are very curious about what it would be like to see a superhero fuck, to see a superhero in action in another way.
Absolutely. What superheroes do you want to see be rated R?
So yeah, I'm not sure about Superman. Though I mean, I'm sure it'd be great. But yeah, I think Batman probably would be a good call. Yes, indeed. Wolverine and the X-Men. I think might be a good call.
Wolverine has been R-rated.
Oh, you mean the movie itself, like the spin-off movie itself, not the X-Men?
Yeah. X-Men. That's a 50-50. It could go either way.
Yeah.
What about you, dog?
I think let me say one that could possibly be interesting is if while we're talking about superheroes here, and maybe it sounds a little silly, but maybe if remember the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers? Maybe if they went out to college,
right.
And that could be a good R-rated movie. I think would be like Power Rangers go to college. Yeah,
let it all hang out.
We're letting it all hang out.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
That's one possible example. I think also I'm for the Superman, the R rating. Also, it'd be interesting to see which way that Batman really would go, or which way he really would fly in an R-rated movie. Whether he would go with like Catwoman, or if he would go with who is the other one from the Batman '89 movie, the one that was the Kim Basinger character.
Yeah, Vicky Vale.
Vicky Vale, or if it would wind up being, or if he would fly by way of being with Robin.
Yes.
Going back
to our previous debates about if they're gay. Yes. Sorry, Matt.
Yeah, you guys are sorry. It's already been established. I love the triangle thing with Catwoman and Selena Kyle, but Batman is not gay. It's already been established. Sorry, you're a day late. You and your community are a day late and $1 short. Right. Actually, more like 3 days late and $1 short.
But we did establish that Deadpool is queer. He was with a woman, but he makes a bunch of gay jokes. And
that's already been an R-rated movie.
And it's already an R-rated movie.
Now,
yeah.
what about,
but I would like to see him actually get with a guy in some way. Yeah.
You just said Catwoman and Selena Kyle. That's one and the same, right?
No, Selena Kyle. Yeah. Selena Kyle is Catwoman.
That's what I was saying. So there's no way of doing a threesome of Batman, Catwoman, and Selena Kyle. Maybe who you meant was Batman, Catwoman, and
no, I said Vicky Vale. Yeah, that's what I said.
No, you said Selena Kyle.
You did say Selena that
you
last time.
You said Selena Kyle. No. It's on recording.
Alright.
That was a dull moment.
Yeah. Well, yeah. In fact, I actually, I remember like weeks ago, me and the dog talked about my idea for a Batman movie would be where Batman is being hunted by a ninja named Night Shadow, and like he's hunting Batman, for the thrill of it, just to say that yes, I hunted down Batman, I killed the legendary Batman.
Right.
And in the movie, he of course Night Shadow kills Commissioner Gordon, who is one of Batman's father figures.
Oh, okay.
And and Batman is so distraught by that. He decides, okay, I'm going to take off the gloves. Like he's going to get down and brutal and almost to the point where you wonder, is the Batman going to kill somebody? Of course, it's already established that the Batman doesn't kill, but
right.
I mean, Batman walks up to the line, but he never crosses it.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, and Vicky Vale is in it, and Vicky Vale comes back to Gotham, like to tell Bruce that she's getting engaged, but there's still some feelings, and of course, there's a couple of scenes where they actually do fuck.
Interesting. Okay,
and
there you go.
And the thing is, like I said, Vicky Vale in the comic books was a redhead, so the perfect person to play Vicky Vale would be either Christina Hendricks or Emma Stone.
Yeah, exactly. I can see that.
I think Emma Stone would probably get more star power in the role. I think more people would be more familiar with Emma Stone. I think she's got more of a household name than Christina Hendricks.
Christina Hendricks is from Mad Men. Plus she's very curvaceous. So they both still got
Right. I would agree that she's actually unfortunately not a household name, but she should be. And I think Christina Hendricks might do a better job of it. So that's two different questions. So I'm sorry, I don't agree, Matt, that she's enough of a name, but I agree that she should be, and she probably would be the better choice.
It's a good thing. We're not casting directors. you and I in the studios be like, no, this is the right woman for the part. We need her.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Anyway, this whole discussion does bring up a thought in my mind. There's I mentioned this at some point before. There's the TV show Powerless, which is about the human society that deals with all the superheroes, and it's about the humans instead of the superheroes. But there's a bunch of cameos and stuff by these new superheroes, and there's this whole scene where they want to make publicity for I forget what they call her. She's kind of like a female Green Lantern, but I forget what her Jade Fox, I think they call her. Okay. And anyway, they want to get publicity for her, and so they're like, all right, we're gonna cast her in a commercial, and she does agree, but that's before she finds out that she's expected to be naked in it, so it's this whole argument, and she almost walks, and anyway, they finally figure out the best solution is there's this guy, just Lothario, who's who's still after her and whatever. They used to go out, they used to bang, but yeah, then he's still after her, but she's not interested. And anyway, they finally figure out the best way to make it work, where the Jade Fox doesn't get out of walk out of the script and get in trouble, but also can still keep her clothes on. Is that then as they flip the script and they bring in that guy, and he has his own superhero name, and they make him naked, or half naked or something like that, and
wow.
Yep, and
they got my attention.
Yeah, exactly. it's this whole thing where he's like it was like waxing a car. She was supposed to be waxing a car naked. Anyway, now he's waxing the car mostly naked, and she's and she like comes out and is like, you missed a spot. Wink, and
really?
so still plays off the sexual tension between them, and still like insinuates that they're gonna have sex, but she can still keep her dignity and whatever. So anyway, that's a whole idea of playing with sexuality and superheroes.
I missed quite a bit here.
Yeah, exactly. Now he's gonna go and watch the show. Go watch the show, Powerless on ABC.
I don't think it's on anymore.
Yeah, it got canceled.
Yeah, I know. It's too bad. I like that one. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, that was one way that they really did play with superheroes and sex.
Matt, did you see that episode? You saw that show. Did you see that?
No. I've only seen like 2 episodes of that. But I did thought it had a lot of potential. Especially with Vanessa Hudgens. And
yeah, she was a good one.
Yeah, but to get back to what we were talking about earlier, hopefully, we'll see more R-rated superhero movies in the future.
Well, this is what we were talking about. I mean, this is a TV show. It was about superheroes and humans.
Yeah, but that's it's not rated R. There's like standards and practices. There's no fucking no.
Yeah, but
I'm saying that scene was to me was
almost get very close
to it, and it was showing the way that there could be sex in superhero movies. Yeah.
So in that way, it relates to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in a way, yeah.
It relates to it.
All right, we'll end it there, and yes, we'll say that we're all hoping for the next superhero, R-rated superhero movie.
And of course, this leads to our second debate. We were talking about Spider-Man a little bit earlier. Mm-hmm. Do we really need another Spider-Man movie? Mm-hmm. Now, to be fair, I haven't seen the new Spider-Man films with Andrew Garfield, and I didn't even see the Homecoming one, the one that came out this past year.
Okay. Yeah, me neither. So we're on the same page there.
But those Spider-Man movies are raking in a lot of money. But there's also a thing of wearing out its welcome too. Mm-hmm. So it's starting to get to that point where it's like, well, we can't miss you if you won't go away.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I'm kind of with you. Like I pretty much lost interest. Pretty much, I guess everyone else, I guess it was still making money, and everyone else went and saw the one where it's his like alter ego, the black Spider-Man, whatever shadow of himself. But like I pretty much lost interest around there. And yeah, I don't know. There was something really fantastic about the 2005 movie, 2006, those like 3, that came out during that time. But but I don't think that they're doing any favors by bringing out any new ones. And in fact, I think a lot of people are getting weary of it, for good reason.
Well, I mean, it is a financial success. I mean, of course, again, I've always, this goes with movies in general. You need the right director and the right script.
Yes.
I mean, the actors and who plays that's important too. But for me, the meat and potatoes of a movie is the director and the script. Mm-hmm. And Spider-Man has become a financial success as far as movies goes. Mm-hmm. But then it's a matter of how many more Spider-Man movies do we need?
Yes. And I think that's kind of the problem. I think that the whole problem with Hollywood is that you tread this needle, and they used to tread this needle better. I think the whole yes, something's a success, but does that mean we actually make more of it?
Kind of like the Friday the 13th movies.
Exactly.
It's like because like they came out with so many Friday the 13th movies, and then they did the remake that came out years ago. I actually talked about this when I went to go see the movie Notorious with my then girlfriend at the time. I remember looking at the trailer for it. I'm like, how many more times can they bring this guy back, or how many more times can they do an origin story or a prequel or whatever.
Yeah.
It's getting to the point now where you're just like, oh God, just die already.
Right, exactly. Or what that reminded me of. It's also like the Taken movies, and now the Taken TV show. Some comedian was like, how many times can his daughter get taken and rescued? Like, seriously. So yeah, stuff like that. I mean, yeah, it's a success, and yeah, you do it again. And I'm all in favor of that. But yeah, at some point, for the sake of the franchise, for the sake of the idea, I don't know. I think you don't want to keep doing it too much. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I think in terms of the whole movie industry, the only ones that get more sequels than any other industry. The only genre that gets more sequels than any other genre in the movie industry is horror and porn. And just they have a lot in common. They create too many sequels, and the sequels that they do create have nothing to do with the original.
Right.
Super MILF number 27. Sharknado number 20.
Yeah, there's so many Sharknados.
Oh God, fuck Sharknado.
And I don't even know what that is. Sharknado?
Yeah, it's a freaking...
Don't. I'm telling you right now, do not watch it. Do not see it. It will waste the first movie. It will waste your time.
Really? Even the first movie? I'm curious about it. Like I'll watch the first one.
Now I'm gonna watch it.
I saw a preview of it when it first came out. The first movie came out, and I was just like, "Oh, this is just fucking stupid." And then Sci-Fi Channel had the nerve to make more sequels.
Yeah, I noticed that.
And hopefully the fifth one is the last one. And
so yeah, it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like: a tornado with a bunch of sharks in it. I don't know how Sharknado. I don't know how they made so many movies about it. Even two is too much.
Now I have to look it up.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, because of this, I'm actually really pissed off at the Sci-Fi Channel because they had the TV show Blood Drive that came on in the summer, and Blood Drive was great. It was awesome. It was a throwback to the Grindhouse films.
Yeah.
The main character, Christina Chara, I forget her name. She's on the show Valor on the WB.
Right.
And she also has a recurring role on Animal Kingdom on TNT. She was great in it. She was wonderful. And then I heard, and then after the season finale, I read online, they said they canceled the show because they said it was even though it was getting a lot of praises online, they said Sci-Fi canceled it because of ratings. And I'm like, oh wait, so wait a minute, you're gonna cancel that, but you're gonna make another Sharknado movie? Fuck you, Sci-Fi Channel. Okay, matter of fact, double fuck you, Sci-Fi.
There we go.
Double fuck you.
All right, perfect.
They're saying next week at this time, instead of a Blood Drive, will be the show Sharknado
7. Right. Yeah, exactly. So no, I mean, yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's true. You can't.
Now I'm gonna have to watch this. You gotta be curious now with this show Sharknado.
It really is bad. Okay, the storylines are okay. The plot is bullshit. The The special effects are bullshit,
Mm-hmm.
and this is just something for Tara Reid and Ian Ziering just to get their paychecks because they can't star in big TV because they're no longer big
movies.
Big movie and TV stars.
Right.
Oh, Iron Ziering, he's pretty sexy.
Here we go.
Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
It's not 1991. Same thing for Tara Reid. It's not 1999. It's not 2000. It's not 2004.
Right. Yeah, that's fascinating. So I mean that is the thing. Like sometimes something is a really good idea for the moment, but like you can't drag it on too long. I was just gonna say that what this reminds me of is Kill Bill. Thank God there's not another Kill Bill movie, and I don't think there should ever be another Kill Bill movie. You know what I mean? Like how would you even do that? You wouldn't.
Well, Quentin has flirted with the idea of that. That for a third movie that people would come after the bride this time. Actually, I could probably see that where the bride, she was being the hunted. She was being a hunter. Now she's becoming the hunted, and
wait, like again, because technically they did come after her, and that's why she got her revenge in the first place. So you mean that after she's killed all those people, that then their descendants or whatever is mad and comes after her again?
Yeah.
Okay.
If they come out with a Kill Bill Volume 3, I think I'm definitely going to start watching those Sharknadoes. Because I don't know how they could come out with another of those damn Kill Bill movies. I saw the previews of the first two, and I was like, hell to the no. I am not going to waste my time.
You never watched that? Oh. I thought it was fantastic, and let me tell you right now, I think it's fantastic, but it's because I think it's fantastic that I don't think they should do more.
I looked at the previews of this, I was like, that's a hell to the no. I'm not wasting my money going to see those movies in theaters. We have two polar opposite reviews on those.
Exactly.
Movies.
I was about to say, well, you missed out. Okay.
Yeah, we had technical difficulties there.
Yep. But continuing on.
Yeah, but I really think they need to let the Spider-Man movies die for a while. Maybe bring it back in 3 years,
3 or 4.
Yeah, 3 or 4 years. Yeah, 4 years is good.
4 years would be good. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's kind of the same thing as the phrase abstinence makes the heart grow fonder. You've heard of that? Like, in your personal life with someone, that's totally true. And you can't like be too much with with someone all the time, or else they'll it doesn't work as well. You lose interest. So I think it's the same thing with like movie franchises. Like you said, we have to miss them first.
Yeah, we can't miss you if you won't go away. Yep, that pretty much covers it. And now we're gonna get into our week risk. So, Gabe, take it away.
All right. So, I've been thinking a lot about how we talk a lot, we talk mostly about fighting. I'm going to be talking about how it's kind of, I've said before, it might seem strange to some of you that I'm co-hosting this, but this is some of the things I believe, but I feel like I can kind of talk to both sides here, and the thing is, I feel like yes, fighting, combat, there's a good place for that, but also, I've talked before about my feeling that it's actually inclusiveness and collectivity that's actually best for society out there. So there's society out there, and there's fighting, and and superhero movies in here. So yes, the thing that we don't know about society, a lot of us don't know about society out there, is that it takes a lot of people, and it takes community inclusion. Stuff like that. Not to quote the tired '90s book, but it does take a village. people have talked about the whole example of making roads and bridges. Well, it might seem mundane, but hey, that's our lives. We're not superheroes. We don't get to fly around. We have to drive cars and stuff. We have to have these roads. We have to have these bridges to get where we need to go. What does it take? It takes a road construction crew. It takes the asphalt truck. It takes these things, and yeah, basically yes, some people might say it takes money. Yes, it takes money. But what's behind money? It says on our money, in God we trust. I don't like the religious aspect of that, but the other idea is that it's in each other we trust. We pay someone to bring the concrete to the construction site, and then we pay those construction workers to pat it all down and do their thing and harden it so it turns into a road. And then and then those those canyons and stuff, we pay people to start constructing that bridge to go over the canyon. Anyway, so it's you can say that it's about the financial aspect of it and the dollars, but I think it's also each other. In each other we trust, because we do kind of all expect that this will happen, and a lot of times there's the unseen hand of the government also helping to make sure that this type of stuff happens, because we all rely on those roads, we all rely on those bridges, and we need to get to go where the fuck we're going. You know what I mean?
I think that's why also there's a slogan on money that says E pluribus unum, which is Latin for "in one there's many."
Exactly.
So that wouldn't mean so.
That's what it means.
One,
well, out of, I think
you never knew that?
No.
Yep. Out of one, many.
Out of one, many.
Yes.
It's literal.
It's the literal translation. Yes.
It's close to saying one.
In one, yes.
Out of one, there's many.
Exactly. Yeah. And so yeah, that's another way to say it. Yes, is that there might be many of us, all doing our separate thing, but we all contribute to our different pieces of it, and all of us, that's just building the roads and whatever. That's one thing, but then all of us travel on those roads, and then we all do our jobs, to make this society work as well. So yeah, out of all of us, out of all the many of us, there's actually one. It's another way to look at it.
What did you think that meant?
I don't know. I knew it was Spanish, but
it's not Spanish.
It's Latin.
Oh, Latin. Okay. Well, I didn't really. But I just always looked at it as like, okay, it means something. I don't know what.
I guess he didn't really think about it, but yeah, that's what it means. That's the hidden message there, which is great, which is really great.
All sorts of hidden messages and money.
Oh yes. Let's not go into that, because I could go into the whole pyramid and the whatever, like conspiracy theories all day long, but I'm trying to focus on the positive aspect of it, which so yeah, that's what that means, and that we're all in this together. The whole saying, we're all in the same boat, and it's kind of the same thing. We're all in the in this world, in the society together, and we do rely on each other to do these things. It's a blessing, but some people kind of feel uneasy with it, so it's for all of us that do focus on the superhero movies, superheroes could mean like individualistic, oh, this superhero does this, by himself, but A, that's not really true, and then B, we're not superheroes. That's the thing that I think a lot of us are perhaps uncomfortable with. We're not superheroes. We do rely on those people to pave out that concrete and and build those bridges for us to travel on.
Well, Batman's well as Bruce Wayne, as we all know, he's a boy billionaire, and he's in the boardroom, of course, we get a glimpse of what he's like, he's good
Right.
at, negotiating and stuff like
Right,
that.
and in the boardroom, he has to work with everyone else.
Yeah, and also he in fact, that's just like what he said in the Justice League movie. Of course, we've all seen this in the trailer with the Flash. The Flash goes, "What's your superpower?" And Ben Affleck looks at him and goes, "I'm rich."
Right, exactly. And and the interesting that's a good point that you bring up is that also the whole idea of the Justice League or the Avengers. You just saw the Avengers, right?
No, I didn't see the Avengers. I saw Justice League.
Oh, okay, right. Oh, yeah. So you saw Justice League, but yeah, a few years ago there was the Avengers. That's also another interesting thing is that those are superheroes that don't do it alone. Those are superheroes that actually work together with other superheroes.
I think I saw that movie, The Avengers. I think I saw it with my first ex-boyfriend, Michael. I think. He was into superhero movies too. So we watch movies together.
I
saw it where they all work together for a common cause. Some of them more reluctantly than others.
Yes, exactly.
To work together.
Yes. Yeah. So there's Black Widow, who is famous actress. What's her name? Black Widow is, right? Scarlett Johansson. Duh. Yes, thank you. Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow, and what's his face is Iron Man, and
Iron Man is Robert Downey Jr.
Yes, thank you.
Thor is. I think Liam Hemsworth?
No, I think he's Chris Hemsworth, yeah.
Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, Liam's the one that's fucking Miley Cyrus.
Yeah. Thanks for that, yeah.
Of course, Matt would know that.
Yes. Anyway, so that's it. It's interesting that some of the biggest superhero franchises are ones that bring together different superheroes. In their own collection with each other, and sometimes that brings about more strength with each other. Also, there's the Fantastic Four. Whether or not you think that was a good movie, it might have sucked. Fantastic Four, and then there's also X-Men. Obviously, we just talked about that too. The X-Men is just like that. There's Professor Xavier, there's Storm, there's Wolverine. Yep, exactly.
Yeah, and it's all about these heroes who come together and they have a common goal, and that is to make the world a better place for us civilians.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the only thing that I didn't like about the X-Men was that they had to wear the same uniforms. I thought it took away their individuality. I mean, because
that's interesting. Yeah,
because in the comics, you see Cyclops has that blue thing, Gambit has like a trench coat and whatever the fuck he's wearing, I can't. And then Jubilee, of course, Jubilee gets kind of shitted on. The Nostalgia Critic did a review of the X-Men cartoon, the pilot episode of the X-Men cartoon in the 90s, and he says that Jubilee looks like she's ready to do the dishes in the rain. And said that she raided April O'Neil's closet. Mm-hmm. April O'Neil, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and it's
the Turtles too, actually. By the way, also a group of ragtag superheroes, in a way.
Yeah, but you have to have cooperation, and like we said, we're not all, there are no superheroes, so we can't fly around buildings. Yeah, we can't fly around buildings. We can't turn into big monsters when we get angry, and we also can't ride around in big black tanks and fuck Vicky Vale in the ass with no Vaseline.
Oh, here we go. Right. But yeah, so I mean that's just it. That's like kind of our maybe that's our collective superpower is what we've done. You know, we've made this big society. You know, if there are superheroes or aliens, you know, that can look down on this, they'll see that we've made a great thing here. But you know, but most of us, you know, individually can't figure out how it works. You know, but together we make it work every single day. You know.
Exactly, and you know, in fact, I remember writing in my book that I'm going to be working on when I was, you know, going through the first drafts and stuff. I said that you know, I compared having Asperger's as like being one of the X-Men. You know, it's you know, we are kind of like X-Men, you know, in a way, people with Asperger's and on the autistic, you know.
Really?
Well, yeah, because we
see things differently.
Yeah,
right?
we see things differently, and there's also a quote from the first from the first X-Men cartoon show. They say people fear what they don't understand.
Yes.
And there's also another saying that people don't understand what they can't control.
Right.
And in a way, so we are all sort of X-Men, you know. As far as which X-Men, I would compare myself a little bit. I'm a mix between Deadpool, Wolverine, and Professor Xavier. Because, like, Professor Xavier, I am very smart. I'm very wise. Like Wolverine, I have a bad temper. You know, I mean, don't worry. You know, claws are not going to come out of my knuckles.
Keep the claws out. Keep the claws in.
But just like Wolverine, you know, if you push me too far, then it's like, don't fuck with me. And like Deadpool, I have a hypersexuality, and sometimes I don't know when to shut the fuck up.
Right.
What was your first one? So you're like Deadpool in the hypersexual field. You're like Wolverine with the claws and
anger.
And Professor
Xavier.
Professor Xavier, Professor X, he's very wise and stuff. Right. In fact, actually,
I think a lot of us have traits in common with that. What you said about Wolverine made me think of you know, again, there's a different set of superheroes, but the Hulk. You know, we talked about, like you said, we can't all become monsters, but we kind of do emotionally become monsters and might lose control, you know, when we get angry. So
yeah, of course. In fact, actually, another one of my ex-girlfriends, she was a huge Wolverine fan. She actually had a crush on Wolverine.
Oh yeah.
And I had this one dream that Deadpool was like in her house and was like talking with her, and she's, you know, he's just talking, and then she goes, "Shut up!" And she goes, "Get the fuck out of my house!" And Deadpool, he gets up and he goes, "Okay, fine. You don't have to be so rude." And then there was another dream where
that is something you'd say. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't have to be rude. And then I had another dream.
We know Matt all too well by now.
And I had this other dream where Wolverine and Deadpool, like, they're fighting in her house, and like, you know, they're beating each other up, and, you know, glass breaking and furniture getting torn up. And she looks, she goes, "Oh my God, what the fuck did you guys do to my house?" And she opens the door and she goes, "Both of you, get the fuck out of my house. Get the fuck out." And as they're, you know, they're walking and they're angry, and Wolverine, he goes, "Nice going, Wilson." And Deadpool, he goes, "Up yours, Logan."
Right.
Man and his dreams.
Yes, exactly. We've heard about so many through the run of this show.
Yes.
Well,
we were both superhero fans, and plus, I was in love with her.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's good then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, it's interesting. I think you know, that's kind of why they're so popular, is we see ourselves in them. You know, not just that we're hoping for them to like be better than us, but I think we also see ourselves in them. You know what I mean?
Well, exactly. Yeah, there's a hero in all of us.
Exactly.
And that's a good thing to end on right there.
Yes, it is.
And now it's time for the nitty-gritty, the one I've been promising all month long. My review on Justice League and The Punisher. First of all, the Punisher. It is a great fucking show. I loved it. Can't wait for season 2 on Netflix. And I was a little skeptical about the actor who plays the Punisher because I thought he was a little bit too young. But then as I saw like the episodes and then realizing that the story of the Punisher takes place in like present times, like 9/11 and till today and stuff. And then I realized, oh, okay, it makes more sense, and this is wonderful. And the guy, he captures the essence of the Punisher. He really does. He takes a look at it and he just keeps on ticking. And
it's a good phrase.
What are you, a commercial for Timex now? He's on ticking?
Yeah, no. He's actually the commercial for Energizer.
It's Energizer.
Buddy keeps on going and going.
No. But there's also the other thing about the takes a look and keeps on ticking too. I don't know if it was Timex or something though. It was different.
Yeah, and and also, the girl who plays Karen Page, Ann Wolfe, she's also of True Blood fame.
Yes.
As we all know. She is one hot tamale. Yeah, she is.
Smoking hot tamale. That's what you say.
Yes, she is. And the episodes, they kept getting better and better and better. It's, it's one of those TV shows like when you watch... like when you watch American Horror Story or when you watch Empire, Stars, or I was trying to think of another good TV show that I watch, or Ballers. Of course I'm going off of shows that I watch.
Yeah.
Like those are one of those shows where it's like the episodes get better and better and better. And
interesting. Yeah. I would argue Breaking Bad back in the day, but yes.
Yeah, of course. And, let me tell you something. If you have even if you're not a superhero movie fan, you will love The Punisher on Netflix. It is wonderful. Watch it. You will love all these episodes. It is great. And you said, well, of course, you said I had to watch Big Mouth, and
right. We have a deal behind the scenes. He has to watch an episode of Big Mouth. For everyone he watches, then I'll watch a episode of The Punisher. So.
Oh yeah.
Have you watched one, by the way?
No, I've been meaning to. I'm gonna try and find some time to do it, and trust me, you will not. But once I'm done with it, I will watch the. Hopefully you'll watch The Punisher. Though I am very critical. I am very critical, and but I'll try to give it at least 3 or 4 episodes.
Okay, all right.
And then
I will watch 3 episodes or 4 of that.
And then I'll watch an episode of Sharknado.
Oh, here we go. It's not an episode; it's a movie.
It's a movie.
Yes.
They made 27 movies of Sharknado?
No, I think Matt was exaggerating.
5. Yeah. 5 Sharknado.
5 terrible movies, I'm sure he would say.
Yes. Hey, I'm trying to save you, dude.
You're trying to save you some time.
Do not watch it. It's a bad plot. No. I guarantee you, by the first time after you watch the first movie, you're gonna be like, "Why do I want to watch the sequels?"
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, you're probably right about that.
Yeah, but I guess that's some action he'll take.
Yeah. Now, for my review of Justice League, and also, yes, there's going to be some spoilers, and if you don't want to hear the spoilers because you haven't seen the movie yet, I suggest you turn this off right now. But...
And we'll see you next time.
Yes, exactly.
Yep, see you next time.
I can't turn this off. I'll have to walk out of the room.
Yeah. But the movie was absolutely awesome. It lived up to expectations. Of course, I did want to see it that week that it came out, but I didn't have enough money. I had to get some stuff for Thanksgiving and stuff, and I actually watched it on Black Friday.
Oh,
I went to the Lowell's Theater in downtown Boston, and actually, to my surprise, they have a bar there.
Oh.
Yeah, they have a bar and lounge called...
Oh, yes, I remember this now.
Yeah, it's called the MacGuffin. And yeah, for those of you who are familiar with Sherlock Holmes, that's what he called the MacGuffin, like something... Of course, it's used in movies now as like, like a treasure map or a secret weapon,
Oh,
and stuff like that. And
interesting.
yeah, the first time I heard about a MacGuffin was I saw it on the commentary of Five Deadly Venoms, the kung fu movie, where they're looking for the map, and Bay Logan, he's doing the commentary, and he goes, he explained what the MacGuffin is, and then he goes, and towards the end when they find the map, he goes, "There's the MacGuffin of the piece, and frankly, who cares?"
Okay.
Yeah, but anyways. Yeah, so from now on, I'm watching all my movies at the Lowell's theaters with the alcohol and stuff, yeah.
Of course, you'd like that part. Yeah.
Yeah, but on to the movie.
Yeah, we figured that would appease to Matt. Any movie theater that serves alcohol.
Yeah, if you're a movie theater and you don't serve liquor, I don't want to do business with you. I'm sorry. But all around, the movie was awesome. The special effects were awesome. I love the storyline. The way they brought back Superman was awesome. And of course,
so yeah, we have Superman, we have Wonder Woman,
the Flash, Aquaman, Batman, and there's actually a little sexual tension between Wonder Woman and Batman, especially when they try to bring Superman back from the dead.
Okay, interesting. I'll have to look forward to that. Yeah.
Also, they had Cyborg. And it's funny about Cyborg because Cyborg is actually he always. If anyone who's ever watched the Super Friends, cartoons and the movies and stuff, Cyborg is always in between like the Teen Titans and the Justice League.
Okay.
Yeah. In fact, in the 80s when they did the Superpowers team, which was like another take on the Super Friends.
Okay.
He was actually supposed to be in a Teen Titans cartoon that was supposed to happen in the 80s, but it never got off the ground.
All right.
Yeah, so they just put him in with the Super Friends. But all in all, it was a great movie. The action scenes are wonderful. Batman / Ben Affleck has some good lines, and there's actually two cool endings when the credits roll. Well, one is when they do when Superman and the Flash agreed to a foot race.
Okay. You're lucky I don't actually care that much about this, because otherwise I'd be walking out of the room.
Well, no.
Because again, the spoilers. But
yeah, well, don't you remember like they did a story on it? Superman, the Flash, in a foot race. Who's the fastest man alive?
I mean, that sounds like a bar bet I would take, but I don't remember.
Again, real student of the game. And then there's this. And then the other one, and this is one where you really gotta wait till after the credits when they go through the actors and the production people and stuff. And by that time, I really had to take a piss. I was holding it in. I was like, well, I had to both piss and take a shit. And
thanks for the info.
Then we hear the truth of that.
Yeah, and then so anyway, towards the end, we find out that Lex Luthor from Batman vs. Superman actually escapes jail. And then the Deathstroke character from Batman, which is played by Joe Manganiello.
Maggiolini.
Yeah, the one who's married to Sofia Vergara.
Yeah.
He appears as Deathstroke, and him and Lex Luthor, they talk about forming an alliance, forming their own league, which is the Legion of Doom.
Right.
So, but I remember looking at that, and I was like, oh my God, they had better do a Batman sequel by 2018 or 2019. Because right now,
but not too soon, or it would be like the Spider-Man movies where it's coming out too soon.
Right.
No, actually, the time is kind of right now. The time is right.
So for the Batman movie, it's right for a sequel, not for the Spider-Man movie. So.
Yeah. But it's
it's a double standard here.
Yeah, well, the thing is, and plus, the thing is, of course, we know that they're working on an Aquaman movie. Actually, the Wonder Woman sequel is sort of still up in the air. Last time I heard, because Brett Ratner.
Yeah, she doesn't want to deal with Brett Ratner.
Yeah, well, Brett Ratner's company. It's more, and and this could be the last time. I mean, Justice League could be the last time we ever see Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. So hopefully she'll star in another good action film.
Right.
And Batman, they're trying to make a Batman movie with Ben Affleck, but then it was delayed because of his going back into rehab, and that's sort of on life support now. So
yeah,
this
and then the Aquaman. I don't know. Did you see that Halloween meme? When you go to Halloween as Aquaman, but everyone thinks that you're Maui from the movie Moana.
Yeah. Well, actually, the guy who plays Aquaman, he's actually pretty good. He was pretty good in the movie.
Right.
And so
certainly hot.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have no clue what he looks like now. I'm going to see this.
You're gonna have to. He really is.
But tell me, who would want to see a threesome between Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman? I think that would be quite a threesome, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah, I don't think Batman and Superman will fuck each other.
No, I mean, but Wonder Woman is there, and it's like she's to be served with both of them in a way.
Right. Yeah, that would be very interesting. Yes.
Yeah, she would be the meat and the Super Friend sandwich.
Yeah, pretty much.
And so if this is going to be like the real last time we ever see Gal Gadot and Ben Affleck as Batman and Wonder Woman, then you better go see Justice League.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but all in all, it was a great film. I can't wait for it to come out on Blu-ray and DVD. Of course, it made $91 million at the box office. Even though it was number one, people thought of it as a disappointment because I guess it's because it wasn't like Wonder Woman when Wonder Woman first came out, and where it made like 103 million at the box office.
Yeah,
I mean, of course, since
fantastic.
then I heard it's made 200 and something million, but
right. So yeah, I mean, I don't like always agree with the box office thing. Like, it's just the box office numbers. It's like that's so like arbitrary. Sometimes it really is just the influence it has, the spread it has. Some people wait till the end of the box office run and they barely even count that, or some people wait till it comes out on DVD, and then those sales are pretty good too. Like, I don't know, I think the box office thing is like whatever.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes box office and box office numbers and the quality of the movies don't always go hand in hand.
Exactly.
But also, it is part of the business. I remember talking about this with Alex, who's a friend of me and K-Dogs. I was talking with him about how when Mamma Mia came out the same year as The Dark Knight came out.
Right.
And I said, like, well, Meryl Streep is a good actress, but the summertime is not a good time for musicals. It's not the time for musicals. It's a time of action heroes, superheroes, and
Say, I mean, some of us might disagree. When else would musicals be big? But in the summer.
No, this was when Mamma Mia came out, right?
Yes.
That's years ago. Yeah.
Yes.
Because I know I haven't talked to Alex in a long time.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sure you're right. I'm sure there is like action heroes, do take the day and stuff. But you can't do a musical in winter. Maybe spring. Maybe spring's the time for musicals, but you can't do it in winter. So
Well, wintertime, I could see it in the winter time because it's Christmas and Christmas
depending on what type of thing it is. But if it's like a feel good, like winter spice, movie, then yes. But something like Mamma Mia, you have to do it either spring or summer.
Well, the thing is because the sequel to Batman Begins was coming out, and it's like,
right.
Like I said, Meryl Streep, good actress, but if you ask people would they rather watch Meryl Streep or sing, or would they rather watch the Batman and Joker fight each other, 9 out of 10 times they're gonna say Batman. They want to watch Batman and the Joker fight each other.
Well, those are apples and oranges.
I'm the
too.
1 of 10 that wants to see Meryl Streep sing.
Right.
Instead of Batman and Joker.
and plus for decades it's been established that the summertime is the time for action. It's the time for machine guns, samurai swords, superheroes, and it was really more established when that's when Will Smith came out with his action films in the summer. Remember that was the long joke in the summertime. Independence Day, 4th of July. That's when Will Smith saves the world.
Right. Yep. Yeah, that's true. Anyway, I just think that that a lot of musicals are festive and upbeat and not in a Christmassy way, but in a in a summertime way. So
the spring or summer.
Right.
Well, I mean, and to be fair, I haven't seen the Mamma Mia movie. But from what I've
Let's see. Now that's something we're gonna have to get you to watch that now. Now there we go. I got it on DVD.
Tell them how many hot women are in it. That'll get him.
Well, yeah.
There are a lot of. Oh, you'll love how many hot women are in this movie.
Yeah.
So.
But it's just and I was telling Alex this. It's just all about timing. It's all it's like in the fall. That's the time for especially when it gets around to the Halloween season. That's the time for horror films and blood. And,
so quotes Matt Burris. It's all about timing. That's one of your famous sayings. It's all about timing.
Well, yeah, and this is it's especially in the movie.
Sometimes I
business.
feel like saying stuff it. When you say that.
Yeah, but the summertime was not a good time for Meryl Streep to do a musical that year when Batman Begins came out, and Dark Knight came out, and that broke all sorts of box office records, and so it's like I said, and I know you probably get a little tired of timing of the whole timing thing, but if I was an executive for like Warner Bros, I would say, well, Kevin Offer, welcome to the movie business.
All right, let's end it there.
Yeah, we're gonna end it there, and be sure to click and subscribe. And also, one more quick thing: thank you guys for making the Beer and Brawl show go up to 73 views.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's all because of you, baby.
Yeah, it's all because of you guys, and also because of these guys chiming in with their comments. And also, I'm doing a live show tomorrow night. Make sure you guys check in. Let's get it up to at least 85 or 90.
All right, fantastic.
All right, and also I'm gonna have a little special ending from Beantown to Your Town. This is the Beantown Beatdown. Matthew Barris,
Gabe Thomas,
Kevin Offer.
Excelsior!
Yeah, go ahead.